channel, Love Storyteller Tarot. My name is Jeanette and I'm back with the monthly, so for March 2016, and I've done the other elements. This is for the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Sun, Moon and Rising, and I just thought I'd give it a go, see what how it goes, really, whether there's, you resonate with them, or I'll go back to the monthlies if it doesn't work out, but I still do the new moon and the full moon. So, but I was doing the Sagittarius. I was doing the fire signs, and my camera keeled over twice, so I do apologise about that if I haven't done anything about it and I've sent it out the way it was. So, because it can be that you can watch all four signs, and then there might be a message for you, one message out of each or something, then you put it together. But at the end of the day, it's about trusting your own intuition, really, and reading between the lines. They are general readings. It's like it will resonate with some and not others, or one part might resonate, or it might be somebody that so it's just sort of letting you know what the energies are and what's going on, really. So anyway, I thought I'd give it a go and see what the response is. And thank you for all the lovely comments and emails and new subscribers. I'm really overjoyed, and that it's making a difference, so I'm happy to do them. So what are the most important messages for the water signs? Scorpio, Pisces and Cancer, Sun, Moon and Rising. The most important messages, please, Spirit. And for the new moon and the full moon, you'd have probably already watched them, the ones that have already joined. Those energies are going to be going on for the next 6 months, up until September, when we get the other solar and lunar eclipses. So they're really important, those two. And I did them on the 8th of February. I used the new moon in Aquarius positive energy for those days, so to give you the most important messages. So let's get to see. This way is actually a bit better, because I can see what's going on myself. I laugh at myself because I'm not very technical minded. My sister does. Well, both of them, they're twins, they do this sort of thing for me, so they'll probably have a good laugh about that, but there you go. So can you, I don't think you can actually see the cards, but this is the Chariot. I just want to make time of the good use of the time, because it's half term next week, and I won't be able to have such a quiet time here. So, and then we've got the Wheel of the Year, which is the Wheel of Fortune. It's called the Wheel of the Year. Upright, 2 major arcanas. And then we got the 3 of Pentacles, and this is for the water signs. I love this card. 4 of Wands. 4 of Wands. What's in the middle is the Page of Pentacles. So something's happening, something's brewing on the physical plane, on a physical level, so that's good. We've got the 9 of Wands. We've got the Page of Swords in reverse. Can you see them? Yeah. And we have the 10 of Swords next to the Page of Swords in reverse. And oh my goodness, and then we have the Ace of Swords. So that's very interesting. All of that is on the mental level. And then, but we've got creativity either side of a new well, something that's just starting on the physical. So what's at the bottom? Right, the shadow side. So this is for the water signs. I'll go look at this one first. It's called the shadow side in this deck. In the other tarot cards, it's called the devil. And the devil's all about, well, like temptation, really. And it's to do with addictions. Sorry, I don't know what it is about today, but I just did the fire signs earlier and I kept losing my voice, so I don't know what that's about. Anyway, it's where was I? The devil is about addictions. You know, that can be codependency in relationships. We are talking about relationships. It can be you know, work, shopping, gambling, sex, drugs, alcohol, anything really. So this is about, you know, feeling bonded, trapped, but it's you know, that's why it's called the shadow side. For it's the part of ourselves that we don't like, and that's, you know, that can be anything, but they're the hidden parts of ourselves that, you know, can surprise us sometimes. They jump out and they sabotage relationships, intimacy really. It blocks us from you know, having intimacy with another, because there's a third party, whether that's what codependency is, whether it's alcohol. You know, somebody's having a relationship with alcohol, they're not going to be able to have an honest relationship with you, because their addiction is stronger than their will to have a relationship with you. So you're always battling that. So this is what's at the foundation concerning the water signs, is addictions, or your shadow side is what's going on with your situation. So let's see. And I lit the joy candle in honor of somebody from our family passing last night. So you know, because I remember dancing with him at my son's wedding, and so I prefer to think of him on that day, and how a great big smile on his face, and he was experiencing joy. Anyway, so back to the reading. I don't know if this is a good time to do this reading really, but anyway, the Chariot, this is the energies that are coming in, and the Chariot is number 7. So number 7 is like you're on the right path. It's upright, so you're on the right path. It's quick energies, you know, it's quick. Something needs to change quickly. Maybe what needs to change quickly is needing to deal, because it's emotional. So, you know, it's the water signs, it's emotions. Water represents emotions, so we can use our addictions to suppress our emotions, because we don't want to face them. They're painful from the past, but we need to learn to love these parts of ourselves, but it's not an easy task. But yeah, so maybe to be in charge of your life, you have to be in control of your life. You have to be in control over this. Don't let this be in control over you. You don't want these at the reins, I can assure you. So, you know, you don't want the unconscious the addictions, or subconscious I should say, driving your chariot for you. You want to be this way around, you want to be in charge of these. So maybe maybe there's been a lot of emotional stuff coming up recently, and you know, what's been happening to you or around you in the environment, and you know, you're needing to take charge of your situation, and move. This is like movement. It can mean travel as well. It can mean vehicles, travel, that sort of thing, but it's more about you being in charge of the male and the female energies within you, you know. So that horse can't go that way and that one can't go that way. They have to be balanced, so they're going the way you want them to go, not the way they want to go. And that's what this, because this is all going to be affecting your relationships, you know, whether you're a couple or you're single and waiting for a relationship. It's all about loving yourself, always bringing back the focus of your life and being in charge of your life to yourself, not about the relationship. So there's something going on at a subconscious level that you're needing to take charge over, some addictions of some sort that's affecting your love lives is what I'm getting. You need to take your power back, and you will be on the right path by doing that, because it's upright. So how many? 1, 2 major arcanas, and then the one that's at the bottom. Now the wheel of the year is the wheel of fortune. So this is about being in charge of your destiny, and yeah, this is about being in charge of your destiny, because this is the wheel, and the wheel, well, goes clockwise if it's going towards your destiny. If it goes anti-clockwise, then it's going back to your past. It's fate. And you know, you want to be consciously in charge of the shadow parts of yourself, these addictions or this bondage. If you feel trapped in a relationship, you know, you want to be in charge of that and take your power. And these are like seasons. There's your 4 tools that the magician has in his rucksack. Not his rucksack, that's the fool. Yeah, the fool's got it, and the magician has got it on his table. So this is the cups, you know, your emotional life, and the pentacles for your physical, the wands for your spiritual, and the swords for your mental. And all 4 corners need to be balanced. They need to be balanced. They're upright, so you're coming more from the emotional and the physical realm at the moment. So you want to be in charge of that. You want to be steering where this is going, to do with this, because they're all 3 major arcana cards, so it's connected. To do with this, you need to be in charge, because what seeds you plant, you know, this is seasonal. This is your 4 seasons: autumn, I think that's winter, spring, and summer, or whatever way round it is. But that's the spring, I think. So you know, it's seasonal, and this moves round. So it's fate and destiny. It's whether you need to be in charge of that. So I think it's something to do with codependency, or addictions that you might be suppressing, you know, for those that are in a relationship and they're not happy, because this is about work, this is about your craft, this is about collaboration. You know, on this one he's on his own, but he's got his cat. He's writing, he's making something, a concoction, can't even say the word. Number 3 is like mind, body and soul. mind, body and soul. So it's that sort of thing. It's the connection to spirit through your craft. So maybe what's at the foundation is you know, the darker side of who you are, or your relationships are coming out, and it's affecting your work. So maybe it's doing that this is all about collaboration and your craft, knowing what you want to do and building on something, because it will affect your relationships. And this is a lovely card. This is the Four of Wands. This is more on, you know, creativity. This is more creativity on a physical level, but this is like more creativity from the soul level, spiritual level. So it's your projects that may be to be of service to others, and yes, it can include that. But this is where you're having finances, because your craft, you already know your craft and you're using that. So but this is what that's heading towards. You've learned, you've trained in something to be, you know, that pays money, and then this could be your project. But that's what you're heading for. Or, you know, maybe some of you are saving for a wedding, and that's, you know, that's what you're working hard towards with the craft that you're working on. Because this can be weddings, this can be engagements, birth. It's joy, you know, it's complete joy. You've got a little pussycat down there. But these, it reminds me of Four Walls, which is your castle at the back. It's a home, and then there's celebration. I'm not sure if that's all women, but it does look like all women. So, you know, but these are open. So it's about going with the flow and, you know, wanting people to come to your home. But this is about completion. So you're completing something, heading for somewhere and completing it, because we've got the Page of Pentacles in the centre. So, you know, you had an idea. This is something in its early stages, or it can represent a person, but I think it's more something in its early stages. And then that could be the younger version of you. But this is on a physical level. And it does feel, this is March, and this feels like, you know, there's the sun shining through, but it's not very strong. So this could be the blossoms that start to come out in springtime. So yeah, there's the one coin that an idea, you know, it's the Ace of Pentacles, so it's an idea she's carrying, and you know, this represents youthfulness. So it could be to do with anything, but it would be connected to the Three of Pentacles, which is the physical world. So to do with your job, So maybe some of you have just started a new job, but it is to do with love life. You know, I've made sure I've asked that it's connected to the love life. And then, like for the Nine of Wands, you've got the sun coming out at the back. So something is going to develop. Nines is about like completion as well. And the Four is a completion, but the Nine is completion in a different way. So a project you've been wanting, that's a home, you see. That can be a home. That could be what you've been saving for, is a home. Or you could be renovating a house or something. So we've got the Eight of Wands at the back. So where the Eight of Wands is in the air and not grounded, now in the Nine they are. So you've been working hard towards something, which is, you know, maybe that's your job, that's your day job, and it's what you have to do to survive. And maybe this is about, you know, your spiritual side, your projects, your ideas on the side, but you've worked hard on those alongside your work, and you're now, you know, having to defend what you've already gained, really. So it's about not giving up, stand your ground. And that would be, you know, maybe for those that are coupled, maybe you deciding, because that's the path, the Chariot, number 7, you're on the right path, and maybe you've decided to make changes in your life, and that's going to rock the boat a little bit, and you know, that's bringing up fears for somebody else. And then what's interesting here, because that's underneath, see, that's your work, and then that's your projects. It could be the same, but I'm sensing that they're different. I'm sensing that you know, you're wanting to create something to follow your destiny, and that involves this. So it could be property on the side that you've been working towards, as well as having to do your day job. So, well, some of it could be that you are estate agents, you know, and training to be, because I see this as a training card or apprentice card. You're crafting something, so it's only 3, so you're developing something because you want to get it to the 4. But the 4 is more spiritually based rather than materially based, is what I'm getting. And then we've got the Page of Swords in reversed. So this can be, it can be a delay. You know, the pages can be news and information, but reversed, because it's a page, it's like immaturity. It's and reversed, it can be somebody being childish, and because it's communication, so, you know, is somebody talking a load of rubbish, so to speak. I don't know why and what's it connected to, but maybe this is somebody putting somebody down, I'm getting. Yeah, out of fear, somebody putting somebody down because they've decided to go on a new path to do with their work, and maybe, you know, a project that's going to be, it's only in its early stages and it's going to take money to do it. And maybe somebody's, because this is like mind games I'm sensing, and maybe somebody's putting you down as to whether you can do this or not, is what I'm sensing. Yeah, I just feel like with that, it's mental abuse. It's mental abuse. Someone's putting somebody down, and has been for a long time, because this can also represent the past. But somebody's saying things like, oh, well, who do you think you are? Who do you think you are to do that? Do you have all the skills and talents? I don't think so. And then each time somebody says something like that, it's another sword in the back. So I just think, because this 10 is about completion, so I just feel like, and that's the page, somebody who's immature and you know, is coming from their own shadow. They're a bully, I'm getting. They're a bully, and that's how they keep you bonded to the situation. That's what I'm sensing. But this is about completion. You've had enough, really. You've had enough, whoever this person is. You've got your ideas and you believe in yourself. And yes, it might only be in the early stages, because we've got the So, you know, that's female, that's a male. So I feel it's the women that is, or a woman that is starting something, crafting something that's going to produce money, that's going to produce money from skills that she's already got. And she's, you know, she's working on her shadow side. But yeah, I just feel like this is a bully, immature, and is putting somebody down to the point where, you know, they feel exhausted. But the good news is that it is a 10, and what comes after a 10 is the ace again, which the ace is there. So, you know, you're coming to the end of that. So it'd be interesting to see what the other cards are for the top. But you're coming to the end of that cycle, and then you've got a new perception. You see, you've got a new perception. You've had enough, and you're on your knees, and you can't take any more. And you know, you awaken to a new way of thinking, and you start to see things from a higher perspective as to what's going on for you, really, is what I'm sensing. But let's see what the other cards are saying. What's the most important messages for the water signs in March reading 2016, Cancer, Scorpio and Pisces, Sun, Moon and Rising? What are the most important messages, please, that complement this reading? So, first card. Right, yeah, so that's the bear. That's about strength. Bears are really strong. You know, one swipe of their paw, they can have your head off. They're very, very strong. So they also represent something important. I think you're having to be strong to take charge of your life, either your addictions or somebody else's, is what I'm sensing, because that's what's going on underneath. What's at the heart of the matter, please, Spirit? What's at the heart of the matter? Oh, lovely. Yeah, that's the key to success. And then what's in and around the environment, please, Spirit? I think that camera's a bit too close, isn't it? Never mind, it's all trial and error, isn't it? What's important is the reading in the messages. And then let's see what's in. Well, I'll leave that there for a minute. Yep, so this is about being strong. Being strong. Number 7 is, you know, you're on the right path. Being strong about taking charge of your life, no matter what other people are saying. You know, it's your life. This is your destiny. And it's what you want to create. So that's what I'm getting with that. And then, you know, the page of Pentacles and the key, you know, she's got a green dress on. This is really green. It's about success. So this idea, this something that's new, you know, just new. Oh, the candle's gone out. Just new. You're only just getting it off the ground, but there is success there. There is success there. So believe in that. Believe in that. And it looks like springtime, which March is the beginning of that. So let's believe in that. And then we have a man. Oh, lovely. So I'm going to say a man because he is actually a man. So this is to do with, this is the wheel of the year. So this is, and those flowers match that. So I'm saying it's this one, because those flowers match. So it is the spring. It is the spring, because this is what's at the heart of the matter, and there's success there. So it is the spring. And the swords are here as well, and you've got the sword going down there like that. So yeah, so this man is important, because this card represents importance. So this man is important in the reading in your life, and you know he's fated. He's fated, and then it's up to the two people, free will, as to whether it turns the wheel and is destined. You know, who comes into your life, it's up to you who stays and who leaves, really. Well, not always, they have their own free will, but he's coming up as a strong person. Well, you're having to be strong to go down this path, but because he's next to it as well, you know, this is a strong person that's going to be supportive of your dreams. So and it can represent that he's, you know, a strong person in body build as well, tall and strong, that sort of thing. But it's more about the person themselves that has strength. But maybe because you feel strong about your decision you've made and where you're heading, you then attract somebody who's equally as strong. And maybe you've been in a relationship that's you know, been a bit bullying and putting you down. So right, the mouse is all about loss and something being stolen or nibbled at. You know, it's about, can be represent a thief taking of something. So it can be a dark card, but it depends what other cards are around it. So because it's here and then we've got the key right at the center, then it's more about negotiations. If there was other, depending on what this card is, but if there's other negative cards around it, then, you know, you've got to watch out. Somebody's, you know, stealing something, and it can be like, that's what that is. It's, you know, stealing your self-esteem, nibbling away at your self-esteem is what I'm getting because of these two cards down here. But it is on this card. So what's that telling me then? What's the mouse telling me with the Three of Pentacles? It's about collaboration. Maybe somebody out of the three. Maybe if this is to do with work, because it is next to him. Maybe, but he's next to the bear, which means strength, but then that is you, and then it's going along, and then he's going along to there. So just be careful, I would say. Maybe if you're on a project with somebody, then just be wary. Maybe one of them isn't as truthful as they say they are, or they don't have your back, or something like that is what I'm sensing. But I'm not too sure with that. You'll know. It could go either way. Let's see what the other cards are. Right, this is about the past. Well, it could be the past or something old. Something old. So I'm thinking maybe like it's a tower, but I'm thinking like maybe an old, because this to me is about stability. It's about a home. So I'd say maybe an old house rather than a modern one, is what I'm getting. And yeah. For some reason I just think it's a home, and that this is past, or it's fate guided. It could be something older or something from the past. So could it be that you're inheriting something, inheriting a property because it's something from the past? I don't know, but you'll know, as it's a general reading, it's for so many people. But that's what I'm getting with that one. But whatever it is, it's successful. This is what, because it's at the heart of the matter, this is what's going to create success. So all of it, not just one particular thing. Right, we've got a friend there. We've got the dog, and this means a companion. and it's on the nine of wands. So what's that telling me? You're having to defend. You're having to defend what you've already grounded, so you've already achieved. This is about a friend. See, this way, the friend is a part of the success, is the key to success. Up there, then you've got to be careful. But it could be negotiations. It could be negotiations, or some of you, and maybe I'm getting two sorts of messages here. You need to be careful of one of the three. If there's three of you working on a project, I mean, I don't know if this will make any sense to anybody, but that's what I'm sensing, unless something else comes up. Yeah, that's what I felt for this Page of Swords. Yeah, this is somebody that's crafty, manipulative, you know, very sly at what they do. So yeah, definitely what I was saying about being a bully, maybe a bully with words, but they're very crafty because they're very intelligent, even if they're younger. If this is, you're a couple and it's your love life, you know, that could represent a teenager, and maybe they're being a little cunning and crafty, you know, you never know. So, but it's to do with its words, and it's somebody who's being crafty, as in, you know, like I said earlier, putting you down maybe. Yeah, and there's the heart. So, you know, even if it is a child next to the heart, it doesn't matter because it's a loved one. So, but I'm sensing that maybe somebody's been being put down, as in mentally, verbally, not physically, but mentally, verbally being put down. Somebody's being, you know, crafty around love, and you know, you've got to the end of the road, you're exhausted, you've had enough, to do with this situation, really, is what I'm getting. And we've got the, but it's the end of a cycle. We've got the key above it, which means, you know, this is part of the success, even though it might not feel like it. It is part of the success. Oh, there you go. And then we've got the coffin, which can mean a death. It can mean a death, but because it's on the Ace of Swords, and it's next to there, which is, you know, completion, the death of a situation, completion of that mental torture, then something new can begin, you see. But it is on there, and next to the heart, you know, this can be a death of a situation concerning love, or stagnant situations concerning love. But it's definitely some difficulty around a relationship, is what I'm getting. And you know, what's at the foundation is the shadow, is somebody's addictions. But yeah, can be somebody, yeah, death of a situation. I hope it's not the death of a loved one, because I've just experienced that one today, so I hope it's not. But you know, it means a death. And then you know, you can think differently, start again and think differently. And this is to do, well, that's above a friend. That's above a friend. It can be stagnant situations, so things aren't moving, but it also can represent a death. So, but usually next to the skaith, and the skaith isn't there. So maybe it's just a death of a situation. Hopefully. What's at the end? Bottom. We got the mountain again. So the mountain next to the shadow. Well, just feels like this, whatever this is. And do you know what? I feel heavy-hearted. I feel heavy-hearted, and I'm not sure why. I mean, I know we've just lost somebody today, and maybe that's what I'm saying. It wasn't a good thing to do the Sagittarius reading, not Sagittarius. I keep saying that, the fire sign readings and the water readings today, but I'm not sure really whether I'll put these out or not. So but this represents something big, you see, something big to overcome, and it's at the foundation. So, but it might make sense, to some people, but that's I can't see the connection or link. Because that's saying success, to do with a love relationship and to do with a man going down there. It's this one with the friendship, even though the key's there and is saying that way, but then there's somebody, a friend, nibbling away at something to do with your work and what you've worked hard for. So maybe there's two people, because I said about the three. Maybe one isn't and one is more positive. So I'm not too sure, I'm afraid, what that is, whether it's me or whether it is the reading. But it is to do with, you know, bondage and the darker side of people's natures, really. And like I said, I felt like that was something along there. But yeah, okay, let's see what the romance angels have to say. Let's make it a bit lighter. Right, romance angels, what's the most important message we need to know for this reading for the water signs, March 2016? Most important messages, please. What is the time? Yeah, okay. The most important messages, please. Religious factors. So what I feel with this one, your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. So it can be that, you know, your religious factors, if you do follow a religion, it's affecting your love life. But I think it's more to do with upbringing, spiritual path. I think it's more to do with the upbringing, you see, because of this card is here at the foundation. I think it's more to do with the conditioning of your upbringing that's causing problems in your relationships, in your love life. So you know, maybe you're wanting to break out and to go in a new direction with your work or something like that, and then if you're in a couple, you've got children, maybe teenagers or something, maybe there's problems there, but I think it's to do with your upbringing that's having an effect on your love life, really. So like I said earlier, I think that card actually works well with that. What's at the bottom? Yeah, let your friends help you. And this is the friend card. Ask for and accept support from others. So maybe you're feeling you have to do something on your own. Maybe there's a difficult situation for you and you're trying to manage it on your own, and you need to ask your friends for help, really. But I would say choose your friends wisely as to who you talk to this about. I think ask for and accept support from others. So don't suffer alone, whatever this situation is. But I think you need to reach out and ask for some help from your friends. But I'm just saying that you need to be really discerning about which person to talk to, really. I'm going to ask the healing with the angels to see, because it's a healing, these are healing cards, so I'm just going to ask what's this about, really. Maybe have more clarity on this situation, please. Healing angels, what's the most important message we need to know concerning this reading? Children, yeah. So there's something, maybe this is a child down here, and it's affecting your love life to the point where it could end. This could be an actual child, and a child is playing up. This would be air sign, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, Sun, Moon or Rising. It could be, because that's children. Or it could be because of the religious factor in the upbringing, because it says upbringing, then that could represent children. And then that's to do with, your upbringing, and your inner child is causing, the wounds of the inner child is causing the problem with your relationships. So if you've got any friends that have got an open ear that listens from the heart, then I would say go and get some help there. Let's see what for some reason I chose to bring these out today. I don't know why, so let's go with it. Let's see what the earth angels say. It's the most important message we need to know concerning this situation, please, angels. Financial flow. So yeah, maybe it's affecting, but this means your finances are getting better. So I'm not too sure what it's all about, but you'll know. You've got to read in between the lines, and if it resonates, it resonates. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But yeah, it's your financial flow, which I think is connected with that card. Something that you're doing, it's going to make your finances grow more, and maybe you're having to battle other people's what they think about it and feel about it, really. I'm not too sure. That's not like me, but there you go. Right, let's see what Archangel Michael has to say. Please, Archangel Michael, what's the most important message you'd like us to know for this reading for the water signs? Eternal love. Oh, help me perceive all of the love that surrounds me so that I can feel safe receiving, expressing and giving love. Oh, it's a beautiful card. So even if you're going through, a difficult time, it's about loving yourself and nurturing yourself. But this person shows strength. It is fated, destined. I'm just concerned about this card. I don't know how strong that card is, but not too much, because we've got the key in the middle, which was to do with this, you see. So that was very positive, and it is above the heart. So maybe there's going to be a solution, because it says eternal love. So maybe there is going to be a solution to the problems. Let's see what else the angels have got to say. Maybe that might shed a bit of light for you. whatever this is, and if you connect with it, then why don't you ask your question now whilst I shuffle them? That might give you a bit more clarity as to what it means for you, if at all that wanted to come out. But that's abundance. That's abundance, which is, again, is the financial flow. So I just think some of you are doubting because of what's going on in the family, and the family could represent anything, but you know, whatever this is that you're in the early stages of, it's showing abundance, and that means financially too. So there is success there. And then we'll just end with oh, I'm wondering if we could do a life purpose card. Might not resonate with everybody, but it might resonate to the person that needs to know this. So this might not resonate with many people, is what I'm getting. School. The answer that you're seeking involves going to school. So what does that say? This card guides you to return to school to further your education and gain new skills. So that could be that card, you know, which has the success on. That could be that one. Related to your dream career, which is here. The angels assure you that the timing is ideal for you to take this leap, and that it's part of your divine life mission. You'll also, because the divine life mission is either side because of the wands. Ideal for you to take the leap, and that is part of your divine life mission. You'll also find joy in learning about your beloved profession, and you deserve this happiness. It's part of your loving self-care. Your educational path will inspire others to follow their own intuitive path as well, which this here, the strength card here. For a few, this card also signals that your soul longs to teach in a classroom setting, helping young people develop their minds, which could be that one, couldn't it? Develop their minds and acquire skills in a vital profession, one that the angels are happy to support. Ask them for guidance about your teaching pathway, and they will guide every aspect of it. From their higher perspective, the angels know which avenue is best suited to you and your talents. They'll guide you to the ideal teaching situation. So that's very interesting, because I think that's to do with that, and there is success there, which leads to abundance and financial flow. But for some reason, you know, your upbringing is affecting this decision. Your upbringing is affecting this decision. Okay, and we'll just end with the whispers of love, because this is just a gentle one. And then, yeah, what's the most important message that we need to know, please, Spirit? What's the most important message we need to know, please, Spirit? Oh, lovely. I love this card. We had this. Was this for the new moon? New moon in Pisces, I think it was. True love. This love is a once in a lifetime love. So, for some reason, you're having to seems like you're having to battle people's how can I put it, rather than shadow side, battle people's fears about you going down this new path. You know, don't doubt yourself, it's their fears. It just means that you're changing and moving forward, and you know, they're scared of that because they think they'll lose you, or you know, they're going to have to change as well. So you know, when, like, if you're going back to school to train to be something different than what you have been, then, and you're in a marriage or partnership, you know, that can be a bit scary. But I think the true love is saying, you know, you've got to be true to yourself. True love is loving and respecting yourself and your wishes and desires, and yeah, compromise of how you get there, but never compromise yourself or your dreams. So that's what I'm sensing. I hope this makes sense to some of you. My apologies if it doesn't. If it doesn't, then that's more about me and how I'm feeling, and I do apologise for that. But at the end of the day, I try and get out of my own way, and I trust spirit, and the results will speak for itself, won't it? So, you know, I put a lot of effort into these readings. It takes me a long time to prepare everything, and I take them seriously. You know, I don't do them light-hearted. That it's a big responsibility, and you're dealing with other people's psyche. So you know, you've got to be careful. But at the end of the day, I'm the messenger. It's then down to you to either take any of it or drop it. And it's a general reading, so like I said before, never make major decisions based on a general reading. You have personal readings for that. And I think all that it's saying, if you do resonate with a reading, that maybe that is a reason to have a personal reading, because then, you know, you're connected and there's something that maybe needs to be said. So other times it resonates completely and you don't need a reading. It's all about trusting your own intuition. So, but with that, I'll go now, as it's getting on for the hour again. I don't know why my readings are so in depth, but they are. I maybe need to try to shorten them to 30 minutes, but we'll see. I'll see how these 4 elemental readings go, and if it's not a good response, then I'll knock it on the head and I'll go back to March. So April, I'll go back to the monthly reading for April, because the April sets the energies up, the beginning of April, the monthly, and then the new moon, it takes you to the new moon. That tells you another story, and then the new moon takes you to the full moon, takes you to the end of the month and tells another story, and overall you get the whole picture. So it might be that I go back to just doing the 3, but we'll see. Anyway, I'm rambling. Okay, thank you very much, and thank you for subscribing and liking, and you know, and your lovely comments and emails. And I'm sorry I can't answer them all, or I don't respond to everybody. It's just about fitting everything in, really. So I've got to do self-care for myself and make sure I'm okay. So lots of love. Bye bye.